There's $9,000 worth of wiggle room up to this $20,000.
Well, and the electrical would be the biggest question mark. Yeah, the heaters are going to run 12 to 1,300 a piece. Motors are going to be about 200. There'd be about 3 of those, and then the control system is probably going to run $500 to $600, is what they told me. It's a Wadsworth system, so you can take and send the original one that's there in, and they rebuild it or they replace it basically.
We just don't want you to start a program and then have it dwindle and then it end up being the storage shed again. And,
right.
You know, so.
Right. So it would obviously be quite the push to be able to do it for the beginning of the school year, but at the same time, with the right things in place, it could be into use sometime this fall yet, if some things were to move along in our favor a little bit.
I guess that's what I'd like to look for. I'd hate to put it off till July or August, September, and then we'd be talking about maybe for a spring project. I mean, we just, well, in my opinion, I think we should move forward with it. He's done a lot of work on it. I think we can get it done for 20, and if it ends up costing 22, I don't really care. It's going to be something that the kids can use, and some of the communities talked about for a long time. So.
It kind of has been an eyesore, and I mean, is that going to be a problem to move the stuff out, or is that stuff already?
Don't worry about that stuff. They'll be
okay.
It may be that what's there could be jumped too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, make some money.
It's sort of like any empty space. If you got it, you fill it with stuff.
Sure.
Give me an empty drawer and I can fill it. I think give me a greenhouse and I can probably fill it with stuff to store. So Bruce never let us believe that was going to be a problem.
No, he didn't.
So.
I guess I agree with Brent. I would make a motion to go ahead with that then. Accepting the bid for the outside shelves and looking into the electrical.
Yeah, just moving forward with the project.
Yeah. I guess the other one I'd like to move forward with is the sidewalk on the berm and the sidewalk by the middle school. I think we should go ahead with both of those.
And those at this point are just drawing up specs, which isn't going to be much, but then getting quotes. So we probably wouldn't have any information for that until
Once they come to you at the July board meeting.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So did you want to put that in the form of motion, or are we going to arrive at a consensus here?
Well, we haven't readdressed everything else, I guess, and I'm okay with however you want to do it. I guess when I look at this list, I've spoken on the greenhouse. I'm fine with getting quotes on the sidewalk, both sidewalk projects. I am in favor of doing this the triangle out here where Barter Park, just because it is the last little fill-in spot of this. The crew will be here. It's kind of a finish it off, get rid of where those crosswalk things used to be and all that stuff.
Tell me they'll do a better job than they've done before.
I don't know what that's going on at the stoplights right now. So, as a guess, it's probably a fill the hole kind of thing back in. And probably burn it back down. Either one of them.
I think that triangle out here was originally landscape. That's when we arrived there.
Yeah.
So.
When the parking lot was built.
Yes.
First of all.
Basketball court at the middle school, I guess, when I look at that, I think I'm 50-50 on that, I guess. I could go with waiting on that for a year or two and maybe revisiting all those things at the middle school next year. Not that it makes a difference whether the equipment's set up or whatever, but there's certainly enough dollar amount there to interest 2 or 3 or 4 other companies to come in and give us another bid on that whole, I guess you'd call it project. And we could look at it
Talking about
next
the
year.
Southwest parking lot, and
Southwest, yeah.
the basketball court.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. Those 3 things there could certainly be looked at. That's my opinion.
3 things. You're talking about the parking lot at the middle school, the basketball court, and what?
The parking area by the lunchroom.
Yeah, the lunchroom thing.
You want to weigh on that too?
Yeah, I think so.
I totally disagree with that, because we put it off and we put it off and we put it off, and it's done nothing. It's been this way for 25, 35 years. It's something that should have been done, but if you're going to put it off, I guess you're going to put it off.
So when you're talking about the parking lot in the middle school, you're talking about from the edge where they park all the way up to the band room and then over to the lunchroom? Is that what
Basically, that's what was described as
That's
the
what they
bid.
bid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of where they're putting in a new freezer all the way over to the, I don't know if there's poles there anymore or not, but
This was Fuller that bid this one too?
Yes,
Yep.
and we don't have a second quote on that either. I mean,
No,
that's kind of not
all I
a big
was
one.
asked to do from the
Right,
meeting
right.
was Fullers were gonna be
Right.
around, just ask them, what
Exactly.
would their quote be?
But they didn't find out in the parking lot, they just don't like that by the stoplights, but I guess I would, that's always been gravel there, never been covered with anything that I know of, so.
And it's muddy every spring and it's muddy every fall.
And the trucks have to back in there with the food and everything, so. I guess I would agree with Brent on the fact that that's off with parking lot. I'm waiting in that to see how much the roof's going to cost us and some of those other things. And I also am hesitant about the basketball court at the middle school only because I drive around there a lot and I don't see it get that much use, but I'm not there all the time. So.
Actually, it was talked about, and I'm with you, I don't see a lot of use, but they, Bruce and Dave both, I talked to them, said it really does get a lot of use. I mean, they brought that up, but I guess, like I said, I'm more into the, maybe next year revisit that whole section.
Is it so bad that somebody could get injured?
It's not so much that, I don't think it's that. I think that the hoops and backboards are bad, and I think that kind of got the whole thing going as, if we do that, should you do the floor too, or, I mean, that's kind of.
And that's more community use than actual school use.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's not like we will take a class out there
Right.
on a regular basis and shoot hoops. It's more after school hours, kids coming there and shooting.
So if Fuller's is here, are they prepared to do that parking lot by the lunchroom?
Say that again.
If Fuller is here, are they prepared to go ahead and do that parking lot by the lunchroom and the band room?
Other than they gave a quote for it, I don't know.
Yes,
They would do it.
that was the idea, was to ask them since they were here, and, yeah. But they also know that they're the only ones giving quotes right now, because they were here and they were handy to add that.
I'm going to throw one more sarcastic comment.
Yep.
Since they're going to walk through the mud, we also were talking about putting a sidewalk in from the sidewalk that we're quoting at the middle school to the parking lot, so they don't have to cross over from the mud to the grass that's already wet. So that's.
You can always park on the street, so I'm not parking in the parking lot.
Well, I guess I'll make a motion.
Actually, Marty started one, but.
Yeah, I'll let Brett take
Okay, well,
over.
my Martin, I'll just do one thing at a time. I will move that we give the bid to Fuller and Sons for the triangle out here for $4,750.
That's okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
My next motion would be that I move we proceed with the greenhouse renovation. I don't really know if I want to put any limits on my motion other than I think we should order my motion should be we should order the Michelle through, what was the name of it?
Stuffy.
Stuffy or whatever. Get that going, and as soon as that's purchased, look into renovating the interior.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next.
I don't have any other motions other than I will continue to look into the sewer thing at the alternative school.
Let's have a discussion with the city on that.
I know Bruce has, I mean, I can't say that I personally have, but it's I know every time that they come out there and said, we'll clean it, but we should really charge it. That's been their attitude towards it. Yeah, I understand. So.
They didn't have any bad attitude this year about it, though.
Well,
They didn't have to do it very
yeah, didn't have to do it very good. Right, so.
The year before, a year ago this winter, we had to ask for a lot of help with it, and they did get a little cranky about it. But this winter, there was a lot of snow on it, and we just didn't have as much trouble, but the city was good. I just don't want people to leave here thinking the city hasn't helped us with that.
It's cold and running snow.